Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee Marie and I teach you how to. Today's video is all about where to sell your products. There are a lot of options for where to sell your products, and today I'm going to go through my favorite options along with the pros and cons of each. The first place to sell your products would be a pop-up. Now, pop-ups are a lot of fun because they're usually a one-day event. Many times there is no fee to participate, and if there is a fee, it's usually a pretty small fee, maybe $30 or $40. It is a one-night event, and it's usually where anywhere from maybe 5 to 15 businesses get together in a communal space, and they have a pop-up. And it could be themed. So for example, a little bit ago, I was part of a Galentine's Day pop-up. And so it was a Galentine's Day themed little event that they were having in a bridal store. And this bridal store was very big and beautiful, and about 7 female-owned businesses got together and all set up tables within the space. We all advertised it, and it was a really wonderful night. I did great in sales, but that's the example of a pop-up. So be sure that you are looking within your community to see if anybody is hosting pop-ups. If you have friends that are also business owners, see if you can get together with them. Find a communal space, advertise it like crazy, and go ahead and have a night where it's just you setting up a table, selling your product face-to-face with your customers. They can actually be really beneficial, and you can do really well in sales. The second option of a good place to start out selling is a farmer's market. So farmers markets are something that usually they happen in a community maybe once a week or a few times a month, and they get a lot of different vendors together, usually handmade goods and like vegetables, produce, things like that, some food items and food trucks, and they get together on a pretty normal basis, and you can sell your wares. It's like usually, like I said, one day a week. Downside with farmers markets is usually you have to make a commitment. So for example, around here in Southwest Florida, there are quite a few farmers markets. They're every single week. And the reason I don't do them, one is because my target market isn't really at the farmers market, but also because you have to commit to a season. And so you're committing to probably 20 or 30 markets, and they cost like $75 a piece. So that's a lot of money up front that you're committing to, and you're not sure if it's going to rain, if it's going to be a crappy day, if it's going to be hot, if it's going to be super cold. And you basically, whether you show up or not, you have to pay. There's also some insurance requirements that aren't great with some farmers markets. So definitely, be on the lookout for that and make sure that you're reading the fine print as far as what requirements they have of you as a vendor. And if you need to add the farmers market company as an additional insured on your insurance, because I know that a lot of the markets around here also ask for that. So while farmers markets are great to get in front of people and to, go out and be within the community, there is that time and monetary commitment. So be sure of that before you sign up for a farmers market. But if the farmers market crowd is your crowd, then that's fantastic, and go ahead and sign up for farmers markets, and you'll probably do really, really well. And it'll be nice for you to have that consistent revenue. So you can think of it that way too. So the most common place to sell your products is, of course, on a website. And my preferred website platform is Shopify. Now, this is not sponsored by anyone, but Shopify is the platform that I use. I find it the most user-friendly. You can build a website in an afternoon. You can import your products. You can start selling immediately. They have a lot of different themes, so you can really create a unique website. So Shopify is a great platform. It costs about $40 or $50 a month for them to host your website. So it's a really great option. Of course, the downside to having your own website is unless you are advertising actively and you're on social media or you're in person or you're telling people about your website, no one's going to go to your website. Unless you put in the time and the effort and even the cost of SEO, search engine optimization, people aren't going to find your website. They're not going to know about your website. So it's definitely something that's good to have, but please don't create a website and then expect like a flurry of sales. It's just not going to happen, because initially when you first start out, people don't know about your business. They don't know they should be searching for you. They don't even know you exist. So while a website is definitely good to have, and Shopify is an easy and great option for you, don't expect a bunch of sales immediately. It is something that you have to build up over time. Another platform that you can sell your products on is, of course, Etsy. Everybody is familiar with Etsy. I personally do not choose to go to Etsy because, again, my target market is not on Etsy. If you feel like your target market is on there, it's definitely an option for you. A huge downside to Etsy, though, that I have heard from other makers who are currently or were currently on the platform is their fees are out of this world. They are ridiculous. You have to pay a fee per transaction. You have to pay a fee per product listed. You have to pay promotional fees. You have to pay shipping fees. Like, there are so many fees that they add on that it really may not be worth it for you. The other downside of Etsy is Etsy used to be kind of a really cool, kitschy, handmade platform. And now they're allowing outside businesses to come in. They're allowing mass market businesses to come in. And for me, it's really lost. It's kind of out of date and out of touch. So Etsy is definitely an option for you to sell your products. But if you're looking for either a luxury or, that really handcrafted crowd, honestly, I think Etsy is on its way out. There are already other platforms like Handshake that are going to be taking over Etsy because people want that handcrafted maker kind of product as opposed to the mass market products. That is what Etsy has turned into. If you want to get into the world of wholesale, then Faire is a great website for you to sign up on. Now, much like your Shopify website, don't expect to sign up with Faire and see a flurry of, orders. A lot of the times it takes time. If you ask anybody, any kind of company that's on Faire, their first 6 to 8 months, they probably got nothing. And that is because the algorithm has to really get used to you and your products. And of course, like any other company, Faire wants you to add more products and be more visible and be very active, participate in their markets and things like that. By doing so, you do get ranked higher in their algorithm. I know it took us about probably 8 months before we started to see any traction, but now, ever since that, we regularly get orders on Faire. So it's been a wonderful income stream for us. But again, just don't get on it and then suddenly expect a huge wave of orders to come in. It does take some time. What I will also tell you about Faire is if you have products other than candles, definitely go on Faire. I rarely sell my candles on Faire. The bulk of my sales and my orders on Faire are my room sprays, and they sell like crazy. So if you've got some fantastic room sprays, if you've got perfumes, if you've got soaps, something other than candles, by all means, sign up for Faire, get started with it, get used to it, and then, just give it a few months and the order should start coming in. One thing to note about Faire is that they do take a commission off your first order, and then they do take a small commission from each subsequent order after that from that particular retailer. There is a way to bypass it. If you ever meet a business that wants to purchase wholesale from you directly, you can bypass the commission and say that you already knew the person ahead of time. The reason you're paying the commission is because Faire is basically saying, hey, we found this person for you and now they're buying. If you find the person, then Faire can't really say that and they can't take the commission. So it's called Faire Direct. And it's where either you have a link on your website or, again, in person, somebody finds you directly, you can bypass that commission. So that can be really great too if you are meeting other businesses and you want them to shop through Faire. Faire is really nice for your businesses, for the shops to go through, because Faire usually offers them 60-day terms for payment, which they love. It offers them usually free shipping for the first year. And it offers them a lot of other bonuses, like percentages off their first order and things like that. So it is in the best interest of a boutique or a shop to go through Faire in order for them to place wholesale orders with you. And you can bypass that commission just by using Faire Direct. Another great place to sell your products is going to be trade shows. Now, trade shows, you have to be very careful. I usually advise brands to be very secure in their branding before ever even thinking of attending a trade show. There's a lot of things you need to have in order to attend a trade show. The first one is money. Trade shows average $3,000 to $5,000, and that's just the booth rental. So you need to have significant income coming in to be able to do a trade show. The second thing is, like I said, you want to make sure your branding is on point. Your booth needs to be branded. You need to have wholesale catalogs. You need to have a lot of marketing tools. That you really want to make sure that your brand is on point and ready to go if you're going to spend that kind of money for a trade show. The last platform I want to talk to you about where you can sell your products is a platform that you may not have heard of. It's called RangeMe. RangeMe is a wholesale platform that has partnered with huge retailers. We're talking Macy's, Nordstrom, Sephora, Ulta, Target, Walmart, Hy-Vee, Publix, Sprouts, Whole Foods, all of them. They have over 500 retailers, huge retailers, and also overseas. So if you're in Europe, they've got European retailers as well. They've partnered with these retailers in this online platform where you can, for free, set up a profile and you can upload your products. They're going to ask a lot of specifications, and they're going to need all of your products information, UPC codes, how much they weigh, what their sizes are, what your marketing budget is, what your packaging is, what your current distribution channels are, all kinds of questions like that. They're going to ask for verification of insurance. They're going to try to vet you basically to make sure that you're a legitimate business. Now, obviously, it would be so nice to think that you could do all of this for free. And technically you can set up a profile for free. But if you actually want any traction, it's probably in your best interest to pay for their membership. Now their membership is about $1,300 annually. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's actually like $160 some a month, which isn't that terrible. And what does that get you? So that gets you even more vetting. So they're going to ask a lot of specifics. They're going to need you to verify a lot of information. And once you are verified by them, then obviously you become more attractive to large retailers because RangeMe has done the work of vetting you and making sure that you're a legitimate company. So when we're talking these huge national retailers, they're not obviously going to automatically, like anything, they're not just going to be like, oh, I want to place an order of 1,000 candles or whatever your product may be. But what is great about RangeMe is once you do pay for that membership, you then have access to every single large retailer on there. And like I said, there's hundreds of them. And you can submit your product to each and every one of them. So you get one submission in a 12-month period. And so if you want to submit your product to Macy's, to Target, to Sephora, to Ulta, you can submit it directly to them and send it to their buyers. So that's pretty cool right then and there. You've got like 500 plus submissions that you can do in a calendar year when you pay for the premium membership. The other thing that's nice is once RangeMe knows what your products are, say your products are home fragrance, then they will send you emails when large retailers are shopping for those particular items. So you might get an email that says, hey, Target has opened up submissions for home fragrance. Apply now. So they'll let you know because obviously buying for stores is very seasonal and they have different times of the year where they buy different products. So RangeMe knows your products and they will tell you when certain retailers are looking for your particular product to invite you to, within whatever the window is, to submit to them. And that is a really great option for you if you want to get your products submitted to as many companies as possible, as many large retailers as possible. It might be very well worth the $1,300 price tag for the membership. So you do get a lot more out of it than just having a profile and having it sit there. You do get to actively submit your product to retailers. So it may be a great option for you if that's what you're looking for, and a great place to sell your products because RangeMe also does allow direct sales. So a retailer can come onto your profile and just like Fair, they can place a direct order with you. They can also message you and say, hey, let's talk. They can say, we're interested. We invite you to submit. Lots of different options. So RangeMe, definitely keep a lookout for it if you are in that process where you're looking for more wholesale accounts and maybe large retailers. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you found it useful and helpful. I will have a link down below to all of the different platforms that I talked about. And so if you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments below. As always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.